Guys, I'm here with an absolute legend. I don't know him that well, but he's definitely a legend in terms of dancing. We've been absolutely crazy here at the Rosvada of 600 people at Big Festival. Big Mike, thank you so much for having the interview with me.
Pleasure, no worries, man.
Okay, so Big Mike, are you a poker player or do you do something else?
I try to play poker.
Okay. Are you any good?
I mean, it's a beautiful game. It's got its ups and its downs. Like, I just try to make sure I can show up the next day and play.
Oh, okay. So, what's your main game?
I play Spin and Goes.
What is
three-man tournament, so they're very short. Like, you start off with a small amount of chips, about 25 big blinds. Many people assume there's not that much poker in them, but I used to work with a very, very great team of guys from Poland, and they really educated me into how the depth in this game and how little all of us know. We're just trying.
I must say, especially with cash game players, Spin and Goes have a really bad rep, right? They're taking away the players from cash games. It seems like the jackpot element is high variance, you know, it attracts the recreationals. We're kind of jealous that this is actually happening. But there's obviously different formats. There's 20 bigs, 15 bigs. Is there actually money to be made still in 2024?
Yes.
Well, after the boom, can you still make money in Spin and Goes? Really?
Definitely.
Okay.
I think Spin and Goes might be, for playing online, one of the best ways to kind of have a nice work-life balance in poker. Because me personally, I've always loved tournaments, like the thrill of the heart racing, like as you get deeper and deeper into the tournament. And I was never that good at cash games.
Right.
Like, I don't know,
Why do you think you are really good at Spin and Goes where you failed at the deep stack poker?
I've not really tried the deep stack poker too tough, but the reason why I was really good at Spin and Goes is I've worked hard at it, and I had a good team of people really supporting me. Like, I'd say if you want to learn a bit more about Spin and Goes, check out the Smart Spin team. Like, some of the greatest poker minds. Like, when I was going to the coachings, every day.
See, this is a massive topic, of course. You know, today there's so much learning material for free, right? You can go on YouTube, so many free materials, right? You can go run it once. Poker Strategy still does this. So many guys that sell their courses. Yeah. Is there really value in paying part of your profits for coaches like this?
I'd say if you want to invest in yourself, it's worth it. Like,
what do they give me? These tables that I can't get myself, for free on YouTube, etc.
Because I know Smart Spin, I can tell you these minds when it comes to Spin and Go strategy, some of the best in the world. Like, even a few years ago, I met a guy when I flew to, Romania. I played a poker tournament there. His name is Stoyan. He's a Spin and Go player as well. But he was high stakes, like grinding the 500s and stuff. Absolutely crushing it. And again, $500 games.
$500 spinning goals. Oh,
I was only ever at the 25. I was close to being promoted to the 50s a few times, but mindset meant that.
But you wouldn't really get to the players like these unless you were part of this stable.
Oh, dude, do you know how much money you need for?
No, let's talk about this. I don't think people realize. I know I like to donk some money off, They seem so attractive. Okay, I have 5 minutes, I'm on the bus. I'm gonna fire up 3 different tables, What is the realistic bankroll management? If you have a decent, if you're a break-even player, if you have decent win rate for Spin and Goes?
It depends, because you need to find somewhere that has good rake back as well. Because part of it is, years ago, Stars used to have amazing rake back, but I wasn't as good then.
Yeah.
And recently, a lot of the rate back was going towards the Spin and Go players, but then they gave it to everyone else. And I wasn't quite able to make as much playing on Stars, living in London. So I had to try and make things happen,
Sure. So obviously, this aside, it doesn't matter how much your rake back is, right? Basically, the rake only influences if you have high win rate. It basically cuts it if you have low rate.
Yeah.
So let's say now, with whatever the rake back is, how many buy-ins do you actually need if you are
it depends on
a
your
decent winner?
level.
If you're one of the mid-tier winning rake in Spin and Goes, what sort of roughly bankroll management do you need?
Well, you could go on like 100 buy-in downswings as a winning reg, because when you're playing spin and goes, you look at the EV. You don't give a damn about the jackpot.
Yeah.
Like, the jackpot is just a bonus. You're there to make the chip EV whenever you play. And it really just trains you to think just in chip EV and forget about the multipliers and the number. But I'd say I like to play risky.
Are you playing with 100 buy-ins? Or less. Less than that. I mean, that's crazy. I actually had some of the top tier tournament players, and these days, apparently, in MTTs, they are talking 500 buy-ins.
Yeah, of course. But the variance in MTTs.
Right. And in Spin and Ghost, it's actually lower than that.
Well, it depends. Because
that's what we see. We, as casual players, see, okay, the multiplier is there. For the jackpot, the variance must be through the roof. Yeah. Is it not the case? Because it's a 300 sit and go?
Well, because it's usually in a spin and go. Only the top player gets money.
Yes.
So it's not quite chippy. It's not ICM like a normal tournament. So it's pure chip EV.
Oh, there
so
is.
You're training
that's right.
to like maximize.
So you have pure chip EV. Yeah, that's right.
Except for the jackpots. I actually hit a jackpot on the 15s many years ago, actually.
What's the highest one that you hit?
The $15, 150K.
150K? You hit that?
I had a 2-to-1 chip lead. At one point, I've played thousands of spin and goes over time. 2-to-1 chip lead at this point. I remember I had King 3 of Hearts in the big blind. The opponent raises, I just call. I flop King high, 1 heart. C-bet from the opponent, I just call. Turn is another heart. He barrels, I just call. River, a heart. Heart's racing. 150K is coming to me.
How does that feel? I don't think.
No. He had the ace high flush.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my
dude, like in that moment, because I love to spin later on. The first thing I said to myself in my heart is, it's not the last time I'm playing for that money. And I knew I'll be back there. But it might not necessarily be spins. Like I've only played a few sort of live tournaments, some tournaments online. And thanks to the training I got in spins, I do really, really well. Like, I do like to gamble. So I do take kind of a bit more riskier high variance spots, but fold equity is key.
You were super close to 150K. Did you get the consolation prize?
15K.
15,000. Well, that's still not bad, right?
Yeah, but I played thousands of these games, man.
And you never got, again, hit over 100K. So 50,000, you know.
To be honest,
what is the key trait of doing well at spin and goes? What kind of a player crush is it?
Mindset. Like, because when you're battling, when on stars, the people you'll be battling, you'll be seeing them every day.
Right.
And there's just some people that, monsters. Because like in spin and goes, you have to play wide ranges, especially when you're playing heads up. So you need to learn what kind of boards you can attack. You really learn a lot more about, I don't know how to put it. It's just beautiful. It's
right.
beautiful.
But the mindset.
Mindset is key.
Yeah.
But
do you think about the jackpots, the spins that they matter to play big players?
No, I don't. I can't even look at the bankroll. Like because I get too affected. I'm an emotional guy, man.
So you don't look at your bankroll. You ignore it. Even if now, if you weren't back in the position, it's another 150K spin. Would you really play it exactly the same as the lowest ones?
In the 150K spin, I play a bit more aggressively because I expect people to fold a bit more. Like I'm crazy. I know. Like the hand that I bust out, the guy kept limping. I fucking jammed 10-7 off because I thought I could get him to fold, but yeah.
So there's the story of how you got the 15,000. Okay, so let's talk strategy. Besides mindset, if someone is coming into spin and goes, let's say a complete fish who loses at cash games, has 5 minutes to spare on the bus, and wants to play some spin and goes, what is the basics for me so I don't get absolutely annihilated at it,
Know opening ranges. Know what hands to open on the button, know what hands to play from the small blind, and know what kind of hands to defend on the big blind. And I'd recommend just checking out, there's a guy called See You at 69 SMGs. Absolute crusher. He streams sometimes on Twitch. He's part of the Smart Screen team. amazing poker mind. Really cool guy too. Really, really cool guy too.
So, is it, heads up is not very common these days online, but it seems like in spins,
It's a big part
it's
of
the
it.
last bastion of heads up,
I think heads up, you need to know how to play it, because in the tournaments, it's where all the money's made. Like, even though I've not been in many of those situations, I don't foresee myself taking a deal, because even with all my heads up experience, I have like a 55% edge against most people. But that 10% is where the profit is made. And in the late stages of the tournament, like, the difference between second and first, like, it's humongous, especially in the bounty tournaments too. Like, you just need to know how to. It's such a vital part of the game. If you're good enough to get to the late stages of the tournament, it's something you need to work on.
So that's your edges, right? Getting to final tables,
Not even just that, like, just anytime it's short stack, and like, because I'm not used to deep stack poker,
right?
So like, anytime it gets shorter and shorter and closer to like, oh, I know what to do now. I can free bet.
See, this is what freaking annoys me. I miss the old days, guys, when we were cash game players and you looked at someone who plays tournaments and you thought, donkey, because they're terrible at deep stack poker, right? But this is the thing, as cash game players, we play day in, day out. We study, okay, so if I check raise on the river in this spot, what am I supposed to come over the top? Maybe this combo split 4% of the time, right? So obviously when you play deep stack with tournament players, you destroy them. But then, unfortunately for tournament players, who suddenly the cash game players realizing that they are actually bad, apparently the early levels, they don't really matter that much. Right, the EV of gaining chip stack, it matters so little compared to the later stages.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. The further you get along in this, because in a tournament, your primary goal is not to lose your stack, and it's so easy to lose your stack with short stack. Like, people need to learn a bit more about the game. Exactly. A little bit of studying, you become better than so many people.
Okay, so how is your poker lifestyle? There's always everyone talks about this. Always the study ratio. In spin and goes,
I'm not good at that.
I'm guessing. So you don't study at all?
No, I haven't studied since I left the Smart Spin team, unfortunately.
Right.
But I mean, I'm supposed to be doing the GTO Wizard and stuff. I'm just too lazy. Well, I found a game I can beat.
So this is the question.
Game selection is key.
This is the question I have. There obviously has to be some sort of balance, right? First of all, if you only play in soft games, sooner or later it might dry up, and you're not as strong.
Yeah. See, like, there's not much traffic, but I used to be grinding the $25 on spins and 2-3K games a month. Like, putting hours for not that much money. Now the games that I'm playing right now, it's just fun.
So they're easy. Nobody.
It's a piece of piss.
But you know what I mean. Like, in the long run, if you think about it, what if they do drive? What if someone finds out?
Yeah.
Exactly. But
I'll study.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The players that are playing the tough sites, that are actually battling the best of the best, you are getting better faster.
Oh yeah, dude, like.
Where do you think is the balance between I want to have game selection, make money right now, but also challenging yourself? Have you found that balance, do you think? Or are you just happy now making the money?
I'm just happy making money. Okay. I've not made money yet, man. Now it's time to cash in. I need a bankroll like you guys.
So now it's time to cash in. So you can think about battling the top players later,
Maybe later. Dude, it's so difficult. Like, because when I play spin and goes, I'll be playing 2-3 tables at once. And I'm just thinking all the time about decisions. When I'm playing a live tournament, when I'm playing tournaments online, you're folding so often that I'm listening to music, listening to a podcast. It's just a different. It's just so nice, man.
It's such. Oh yeah, that's right. Because you have so much activity. When you come to something slower, it feels like
It's just a relax.
How are you finding live scene? Are you using actually live reads? Are you trying to get them?
I'm trying to.
How is it working out so far?
I'm not as good. I try to pay attention. I think, because I'll be dancing and stuff. I'll like stare at people. When you see people about to raise, and because I'm looking at them, I've seen them fold their cards. Just because I haven't even looked at my card yet. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't know. I think, like, when you pay attention because not many people pay attention when you're playing live poker. People are on their phone, but look at what they're doing. Look at how people are handling their chips. Look at their bet size and like any piece of information you can get.
I'm fucking struggling with giving away my tells, because I obviously like to chat at the table.
Yeah.
And I was playing one of my tournaments in Bratislava. I'm recording, making content, right? And I'm obviously chatting with the players, but I came in with a plan. Okay, I'm going to be stoic. Like when I played the main event in Vegas, I obviously put a scarf over my face. I'm not used to this, played very stoically, right? So I had this plan, but then obviously you get into the banter. So then I unfortunately went into a complete mishmash. When I got a set on the flop, suddenly I remembered I have my plan, but the problem was until that moment, I was chatting the whole time.
So then you were quiet.
I kid you not, in the middle of the hand, the guy had a good hand. He looked at me and he said, "Oh, suddenly so quiet, so serious." And the whole table burst out laughing while I'm sitting here raising big. Obviously, I laughed. I was pretending to laugh as well. But when I stopped playing, I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, man!" So of course you watch the other players.
Yeah.
Do you think these live sharks? And I know I've been commenting some of the cash games here. Some of them are Hollywooding. They are staring down their opponents. Do you think online players? Do you think they might come into the trouble of people reading tells they didn't know they have? Do you think
when you're not used to it, but the thing is, online you you develop a different part of your poker game.
Yeah.
Like you get so good at the maths, you get so good at looking at the equities. Like you can just kind of gauge these things out. But live, you get good at the people skills. It's so much fun being in front of them as well, man. Like,
but it's a skill as well, right? You can't expect.
It's a skill.
You have to expect that you swap. So many online players swap to live right away. They expect to crush.
But,
some of them actually struggle with that,
I've got a friend in London, yeah. What I love about him is he's very chatty on the table, but he will annoy people with his chatting.
On purpose?
He'll be making them laugh as he's taking all the chips.
Oh,
and I think that's amazing.
What do you think? What do you think? We are in the King's Casino now, by the way, guys.
King's is.
Let me show you. Let me show you King's. So King's Casino. We're right here. And this is the flagship casino of Martin Cabral, by the way. So Martin Cabral is number one in annoying everybody. He's the annoying guy. He's the Czech guy. Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And when I actually spoke to people here, to the insiders, when I spoke to the insiders at King's Casino, he does this very deliberately, very on purpose.
It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Whatever you can use. Wherever you can use.
Do you think that you will be up for it? I find it so terrible to actually go and try to annoy people on purpose.
I think, when I'm having fun, I play the best poker. So as long as I'm having fun, the table's usually having fun. So like, I'll be on my own element, just doing my own.
So what you are saying is for Cabral, having fun is an asshole, tilting people to no end,
Those words came out of your mouth, my friend.
Cabral, you didn't respond to my email for my interview, Yeah, I know your personal assistant handles that, but this is what you get, We talk about you like this. No, but he actually asked to be invited to the $1 million Hustler cash game, And because of his antics last time, and he said, I have a meeting, I have to go south. I have to go leave with my chips. They actually didn't invite him back. And, if you ask me, from my experience, it's much better to be nice to the players, especially in lower stakes tournaments.
No, but even in life, you just treat people well. People go above and beyond to be nice to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even here, I was on a little mission to try find a few things. And people have been so helpful. Like, I don't speak the language. Everyone's just been so loving and welcoming, and it's such a beautiful country too, man. Like playing poker in the forest, like so fucking cool. Like even on the drive down here, it was like magical, man. Like the ancient trees and all that.
How does it feel to come from London?
Oh, London,
the biggest city in Europe, right? And you come to 700 people stay in Rozvadov, where King's Casino is.
Only 700?
700 people,
that's it. I did not know.
That's it. You were fooled by the bus here, where the ladies were going after you. I get that, by the way. This Londoner, when he comes here, although it's like flies on honey. I can't believe it. They were taking pictures with him, they're asking, who are you? There's so much attention, So how does it feel to come from the biggest city to essentially one of the smallest towns in Europe?
It's lovely, man. It was funny when people were like, oh yeah, just go to the shop up there. I went to the shop. It was someone's house. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful place. Like the scenery, man, like the peace, the quiet, the fresh air, man. Like
we say this as we are in a casino, so you know what? You can get fucked up here at Kings. You know, the booze is flowing 24/7, all you can eat buffet. And then when you are done with this, when you have a bad beat, you go out serene.
go to the walk, go have a meditation. Like it'll be fine.
You don't even have to try to have meditation. There's such beautiful nature. There's nothing to do here. So, you know, it's going to be beautiful. No, but I think by being nice, I mean, if you have the banter, many times I see that people show me their cards.
Yeah.
And I'm playing, I'm literally trying to play GTO here, trying to like exploit them to the maximum. I'm never showing,
optimal.
I never show anything whatsoever.
Really?
But just by being nice, they show you their card and they never mind, you know. So
see,
I like your thing better. Actually, be a good person.
I'll just be a good person. Like even outside of poker, like one of the things I kind of got from my coaches was the better person you become, like the better man you become, the better you'll do at poker. And like poker kind of teaches you like the mindset, the approach to life, the kind of the ups and downs of everything. Like good and bad things happen to all of us. The only thing we control is how we react to it. Like, and again, the mindset, like, because it can be very difficult in the poker world alone, especially during the variance. Like, you just keep showing up. Like, as long as you're better than your opponents, you'll win in the long run.
And you think being a good person actually helps you internally to stick with it?
Being a good person just means you love life. Like, outside of the fact that I'm blessed enough to play poker for a living, you see how people treat you whenever I walk, man. It's just love wherever I go, man. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your time.
Bro.
And by the way, you can see after this cut how we carved a massive freaking tuna at the hospitality at the festival, you know. Let's go kill some fish.
Oh, that was nice, man.
Yeah, cool. Was it recording?